Hi, I'm Peg Fitzpatrick, and today I'm going to talk to you about hashtags on Pinterest, which if you've been following me for a long time, you know that this is crazy because for years and years, Pinterest said don't use hashtags on Pinterest. And then they did a big change and they said, yes, you can use up to 20 hashtags on Pinterest. So what I want to talk about today is how to create a strategy for your Pinterest pins using hashtags. If you didn't catch my other video on hashtags, you can check that out below for an overall strategy for hashtags and how to find them. But in this video, we're going to talk specifically about how to use hashtags on Pinterest. So first, you might be asking, why should I use hashtags on Pinterest? And that's because you can do a lot of things with hashtags. A hashtag allows you to click on it and see results for people that have used the exact same thing. So say, for example, you're creating a green smoothie recipe, then you can just say, you could do hashtag green smoothie, and when you click on that, you'll get results for all people that have used the hashtag green smoothie. And in the past, Pinterest would show you some things, but not everything, and they have updated that. So when you do hashtag green smoothie, you will now see everything where the hashtags have used that. You'll also see predictive hashtags. So if you do hashtag green and you start typing, other things that people have used have come up. So that's a little bit about how they work. Why you should use hashtags is because you can help build your brand. You could create contest or special content where people could search for the hashtag. You can create a social media campaign and use the hashtag for that. A while back, I did a campaign with a company that it was called Make Waves. So I could have done that on Pinterest and done hashtag make waves. And then when I clicked on that, I would see all the results for that. It helps you connect with people who are looking for that type of content. So it helps you build your network and grow in a lot of different ways. You can click on the hashtags that you're creating to see who else is using them to make sure that they work for what you're trying to create and what you're trying to build for your company. One way that I love to use hashtags anywhere is to find user-generated content. So if you have, say for example, you're a brand and you create a certain type of thing, ask people to share with a hashtag, and then you can search for that hashtag. You'll be able to find people who are using your products. So then you could pin those onto your Pinterest profile. So, say, for example, you're a company that made like shelving units or little signs or something. You could have people share, and then that helps you find user-generated content that you don't have to create. It helps share your fans' work. It helps build that network and connection. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use hashtags. How do you find a good hashtag? So what is a good hashtag to use? If you're going to create one, you want to make sure it's easy to spell, easy to remember, so it's not too long. For example, the one that I use, Make Waves, easy to spell, easy to remember, doesn't spell anything embarrassing. And it's good to think about using hashtags that will draw other people in that they will like to use. So for example, I never use hashtags with my name in it because I feel like, why would someone else want to use that? You need to think about, is that going to add value to the people who use the hashtag in their posts. So for example, like if you wanted to create, Oreo Cookie did one, they could do like hashtag Team Oreo for people maybe who created recipes using Oreo cookies. So you could do hashtag Team Oreo, and then that helps your brand, but it's also helps the people that are using it. It's not like something that's just about Oreos, but you're Team Oreo. So, and a lot of people are, let's face it, right? The one question I get a lot is, do I need to go back to edit my old pins to add hashtag? It depends on if that's going to help your company in your pins. If it's really good content and it's from your blog or website, then I would say yes, create a group of hashtags and go back and edit your top pins. When this change first came out, I went back and I did like my top 20 pins. I found them in Google Analytics, they're pins from my blog, and then I added hashtags. I did not go back and check all of the pins that I've ever created because that would be kind of silly, but if they're important content, if it's like your main brand content, then I would definitely go back and edit the pins. It actually doesn't take that long if you create a couple groups, and then you can just cut and paste into the description. I would leave the original description of if you have pins that are doing really, really well, and maybe just add it down at the bottom. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you can use up to 20, but that's really a lot of hashtags. I would probably use 3 to 5. You want them to be very targeted and very relevant to the content and to your account. So there really is not 20 hashtags that are going to be specific for your brand. So be smart in using your hashtags on Pinterest. You can go back and edit your pins. I wouldn't change your descriptions. Make sure they have keywords in them. And don't freak out about it, but just, get in there and fix your important content. There you have a little bit of information about Pinterest hashtags. I hope that this helps you make a plan going forward. You can definitely add them on future pins that you're creating, and this will help more people find your content. More pins surface up in the smart feed for people to find, and I hope that it's beneficial to you. You can check the link below to find other articles on my blog. I have a lot about Pinterest. I do have a video that did really well on hashtags, so I'll share that as well. So let me know if you have any questions about using hashtags on Pinterest, and I'd love to know if you tried it out. I'm Peg Fitzpatrick. Thanks for watching.